Hello, welcome to European Open Briefing for Friday, May 3rd. I'm Rafi Wajan at XM.com, and we're going to take a look at what's happening in the currency markets today. The US dollar is extending its gains following the Fed meeting on Wednesday, when Fed Chairman Jerome Powell sounded a somewhat more upbeat tone in his press conference. So that's put major downside pressure on the dollar's peers, in particular the Australian and New Zealand dollars are one of the worst performers this week. And there's also speculation that the RBA and the RBNZ could potentially cut interest rates at their policy meetings next week. Looking at European currencies, we can see both the dollar and both the pound and the euro are also slightly down against their US counterparts. The euro hasn't managed to recover, even though we did see some upbeat GDP numbers from the eurozone before the Fed meeting on Wednesday, and the pound hasn't fallen as much as the euro. There is hopes that the Conservatives and the Labour Party could still reach a deal to break the Brexit deadlock, so that's keeping the pound fairly supported. And also the Bank of England yesterday warned markets that we could still see an interest rate hike this year, even though market pricing isn't as high as the Bank of England currently sees the situation. Looking more closely now at the US dollar and the Aussie and the Kiwi pair. So the dollar index has been edging upwards towards last week's near 2-year highs. The focus now is on the non-farm payrolls report for April, due later today. We are expecting another solid month of jobs growth in the US, but investors will be watching the earnings figure more closely, as the acceleration in wage growth has slowed in recent months. Average earnings has been stuck between 3.2-3.4% over the past few months, and we would really need to see wage growth breaking above that range in order to preferably to the upside, in order to start shifting rate cut expectations to rate hikes. And looking now at the Australian and New Zealand dollars, the Aussie has broken below the key 0.70 level. We had some negative data out of Australia earlier today, and we do have both the RBA and the RBNZ policy meetings coming up next week. We could potentially see a rate cut by the RBNZ. It's not so clear what the RBA's move will be next week, but both pairs are likely to see some volatility ahead of those important meetings. So that's it for me. Thank you much for watching, and have a great day.